What's up, everybody?
Hi.
We are on the road for this week's live. We're in the car. We actually just pulled in down here in Charleston. I'm going to flip this around so you all can see it. We are in the car. Still right over there is Rodney Scott's Barbecue. We're going to go grab some lunch after this. This is my wonderful wife, Megan, if you don't know Megan. And we're going to talk about resilience real quick after college before we go grab some food. And then we're going to get back on the road and keep going south to Hilton Head or Bluffton for Megan and I's good friend Laurel's wedding. She's getting married on Saturday. So we're taking a few days for ourselves. So we're going to put this up here a little bit and see if that maybe makes it a little better so we can see ourselves. Is that good?
Yeah.
Can you see yourself? You're good.
I'm just pale, so.
Well, I think it's just the lighting. Is that better? It's where we're at. It's all good. First question for you, question I ask a lot of people is, as we talk about resilience and we say resilience is the ability to bounce back from things, right? Bounce forward. Can you tell our friends and family and everyone who's watching in the Facebook world about a time when you were resilient?
I think
it's you hold it. It's on you now.
Tell
the world. This is live.
A time when I was resilient was when we first moved down here. We got married and moved all in the same week. Nick had moved down to South Carolina 2 months prior to, or like a month and a half prior to us getting married. And then all within the same week, I got married and moved from my hometown to South Carolina, right to the beach. So I came down here unemployed, and it took me over 9 months to find a job in my field. So I think that's where you can have this back.
Okay.
I think I had to be resilient because I had to adapt to new surroundings, but also to finding a job and to probably maybe put those down.
That'd make it better.
Yeah, put yours down. That's what I had to do.
Yeah.
To be resilient.
I love it. Okay, but let's be honest. Was it easy or was it a struggle?
It was the biggest struggle in my life. I think I was very depressed after school because, I was working when we left and we got married, but then I was pretty upset because I couldn't find a job. It was hard to make friends, and it just was.
It's all good. Yeah. I mean, I think what you're talking about, though, and I think it's important to say it, right? Like those feelings of like the struggle of moving after college, right? Like, I mean, you went to school the same place where you grew up. And we're very comfortable and really enjoyed it.
10 minutes down the road from where I graduated from high school. So everything was really close and familiar for me my entire life.
And then I uprooted her and made her move to South Carolina. Whoops. But what helped you get through it? Besides a little bit of wine here and there, right?
Oh, yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Not the healthiest coping mechanism,
no.
But, we do other things. What else? What helped you get through?
So other than wine, I think just taking it day by day, just, being hopeful. I put my resume out there. I was always looking for new things and looking for new opportunities. I also was just kind of stuck in the present and just knowing that being okay in the moment of, it's not always going to be perfect and it's not always going to be laid out and it's not always going to be figured out. I had to be comfortable with that. So that was something I really had to do.
Yeah.
And just be comfortable with sitting in it and maybe sometimes being comfortable with a glass of wine too.
I love it. What's up, Ryan? Thank you, Aaron. We appreciate y'all. No, that idea of just being in it and sitting with it is really important. I remember those days too. One of the things that I felt like was helpful for me and helpful for you too was that community of people. Like when I first started working at Coastal, there were 7 or 8 other individuals who were working at the same time and who were all new at this place, right?
Right.
And I remember, things like the very first hurricane party that we went through with Sammy and Brian and Channing and all of our friends, and that idea of community I think was really cool for us.
Yeah, and I think we really latched onto that, and I think we had some really special memories because we all were in this new boat together, and they really embraced me, and I embraced them because I had no one. So
I love it. Super cool. So now that was what, six, listen to me, that was 10 years ago now. 9 years ago. I don't know math or time or anything like that. How about now, as you've adjusted from, moving to South Carolina? That's when you time when you were resilient. Do you feel like you're better and more resilient now, and what's helped you to be more resilient now compared to maybe when you first got out of college? And I'm hoping you can talk about is even maybe what students, and if you don't talk about it, I'll come back and help you, don't worry. That's what I'm here for. But what helped you be more resilient now?
So I did end up finding a job, and it's a job the employer I'm currently with now. But what helped me to be resilient is just being true to myself, staying positive, and just kind of always knowing that, being true to who I am will lead me to good things, because it has led me to good opportunities with where I'm at now, and I've had the opportunity to get higher up in my department of where I work, and yeah.
Cool. Love it. Do you feel like you are resilient now in life? Like, do you have any experiences now where you're like, I have to be resilient because of this or that, or
Yeah, so I'm currently in this mid-level leadership job at my current job. And so I'm really involved with a lot of special projects. I have to be quick thinking and be ready at a moment's notice for things at times. So I think I'm resilient because, my boss might be like, hey, need you to go do this. So I'm like, okay, let's go. Like, I have to prepare quickly. I have to pretend or not pretend, actually know what I'm doing in the moment's notice and participate and just be ready for him and for my department at any moment.
Yeah, just see what happens, right? Just kind of
Exactly.
try it. I feel like we have to do that at home too, right?
We do have to do that at home.
I mean, it's kind of like what life is with as parents. If anyone is a parent is watching this, you constantly feel like things are thrown at you. And then, right, we have our own challenges with Calvin. For anyone who's watching and doesn't know it, our little guy Calvin, who's 5, is on the autism spectrum. And I think he's taught us about resilience a lot as well, right?
Totally. Calvin's 5. He has been diagnosed on the autism spectrum for over 2.5 years about.
Yeah.
And constantly we're being resilient at home because we have our neurotypical 2-year-old, nearly 3-year-old, who thinks, talks, acts just like any other normal neurotypical 2.5-year-old. And then there's Calvin, who kind of beats to his own drum, and we have to give him this space and the opportunity to learn and grow and express himself, which is a little different, but still good and still normal, just different.
Yeah, right. Different, not less, we always say. I think that challenge, right, is something we didn't expect, but what I think people don't realize is everyone has that. It doesn't have to be autism, but everyone has some type of a challenge, some type of adversity. And some of those things you talked about even from 9 years ago, that finding community, that kind of just sitting with it, I think those are things that we do now. We've kind of had to.
But I think we've also found a good group of people here who embrace Calvin for who he is and accept him for who he is, but also just want to learn from him too. So
yeah, absolutely. I think that's what resilience really is at the end of the day. It's a learning experience. Resilience is something we're practicing all the time, whether you are in college, just graduated college, you are 35 years old, 65 years old, it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, it's the experience of trying to do your best and recover from whatever life has handed you in terms of adversity. So I hope that is helpful to anyone who has just graduated college. Know that you will get through it, whatever it is you've got going on in your life. Find people around you, create community, take a chance, and accept whatever you're handed. For us, that's autism and moving to South Carolina, and here we are. So with that, thank you all for joining. Check out our story, I'm going to go post some pictures of the amazing barbecue that we're about to eat. And then we're going to get back on the road. Thanks, everybody. Keep chasing the awesome life. You can say bye now.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. See y'all.